So, as you can tell, we are in a different location. Well, we're not in a different location geographically wise. We're in my mother's house still, but we're around the corner and in a new room. So, hi! The lighting in here is so much better. I've got a little bit of a backdrop going on. We've got Adele over here. We've got some artwork over here. Not that you can really see much of it because I do like to have the blurred background. Before we start the video, the last 2 weeks, subscriber-wise, things have been just a little bit lower than usual because I've been a little bit inactive for the last 2 weeks. I've still been uploading videos, but I haven't been advertising them as much because they've been a little bit personal. But things have dropped off a little bit, and I really, really want to get to 1,000 subscribers by December. December, like, 25th, like, the end of December. And I think, before I was like, definitely going to get there, it's not going to be a problem. But now, because of that 2-week hiatus-y thing, it's looking a little shaky, so I ain't above begging. I am not above begging. If you find this video or any of the videos I've done in the past, I have playlists. If there is any video that you want to share with your friends and tell them to subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks, guys. Bye. Okay, so this week, guys, we are talking about anxiety. Now, I want to preface this by saying that these are just my own experiences with anxiety. I am no means a doctor. This is just purely my experiences with anxiety, and I wanted to share those with you. Okay, so first of all, guys, I wanted to say there is this big thing with me personally with anxiety that I've noticed is with other people that have anxiety that I've spoken to, and it's this common trend about biting your fingernails. Now, I bite my fingernails, and a lot of people bite their fingernails, and it doesn't necessarily mean you have anxiety because you bite your fingernails, but there's another degree of biting your fingernails, and that degree is that you bite the cuticles around the fingernail. So you go ham on your fingers, so you are biting the skin around the fingernail, basically. And what happens to your fingers when you do that is, and now I'm gonna get super personal with you right now because this is something that I hide from everyone, but so this is a pretty good example of what you're looking at there. I know that's really gross, and I know that you probably didn't want to see that, but I think showing those things that are on my body like that, it will help people in some way. Because some of you watching right now are going to look down at your hands and go, oh yeah, I do that too, and oh yeah, I've done that as well. And you will probably already know that you have some form of anxiety. Now, I find that the biting fingernail thing very interesting because it kind of puts on blast to other people that you do have anxiety if they are aware of this information about your fingernails. The last thing you want to do is point out to someone that they bite their fingernails and that they have anxiety. That's the last thing you want to do because you're going to give them an anxiety attack. So now that I've given you this information, and if you don't bite your fingernails to the extreme of this, and if you don't suffer from anxiety, do not point it out to other people, but look at their fingernails, and if you notice that they have these kind of things happening, just be aware of it. That's all you have to do. The other thing as well, which with anxiety, there's a lot of mild pain that you inflict on yourself, and I know that sounds like a really dark and sinister thing, but it's true. With your lips, I find that I bite the skin off my lips inside here. That's something that I do when I'm anxious. I kind of bite the skin off. I know it's awful. Anxiety is literally eating your body. That's kind of what it is. So I do this thing where around my lips, I kind of bite them, and sometimes I make it bleed. It's awful. And I know I'm getting really graphic right now, but this is the reality of the situation. And also, I don't really particularly do this, but I know this is a common trend amongst people who have anxiety, is that they bite the inside of their cheeks, which, I used to do now that I think of it, because that's kind of muscle memory right now. That's a couple things that kind of identify that you have anxiety. Now, anxiety is a very interesting thing because it's caused by a number of different factors in your life. It is something that it is a mental illness. It is something that you need to go and see a healthcare professional about because you need to address the different situations that are going on in your life at the time to help you kind of manage that. Now, these physical signs that you have anxiety is actually not the biggest problem with having anxiety. It's the mental trauma that you put yourself through. Having anxiety can stop you from going for job interviews. It can stop you from going to a job. It can stop you applying for college degrees that you want to do. It's more of a mental problem. This is all just the physical manifestations that come along with it. And if you are having these thoughts, and if you're having these problems, and if you're seeing these physical signs in your body, then that means that you should go to your general practitioner, your GP, and tell them that you have these issues, that you're popping pimples a little too intensely, that you're biting your lips, that you're eating your hands. You have a level of anxiety, and what they can do for you is they can then send you to a psychiatrist, they can send you to a therapist, they can have you either talk your issues out that will minimize your stress levels, they can send you to a therapist who may be able to prescribe you some medication if you're into that. So that is my talk about anxiety, and that is some signs of anxiety that manifest physically, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't enjoy this video, please make sure to do none of those things, and bam, here on the screen right now are all the lovely little babies who subscribed over the last couple weeks. Thank you so much for subscribing, lovely little babies. And guys, I will see you all next time. Wow. Am I like on the cast of Gilmore Girls? Or did I just speak so fast? So fast. Too much caffeine. Way too much caffeine.